right, well, here we go. We're going to go ahead and start the 2025-2026 fantasy football season off. I can't believe it's already time. It usually, creeps up pretty quick. I was definitely looking forward to it coming around this year. Did not have a good showing. Last year was my personal worst. So I think we can top that. I was dead last. I won 2 games. So, that's a long season to just only win twice. It was pretty brutal. Congratulations to Tony. I think he won it again. That was his second time, at least his second, maybe third, but I know it was his second. So he joins the 2-timers club with Jim. I think Jennings was there, Brett, but he's no longer with us. We got a new player this year, Travis Litchfield. Welcome, Travis. That's Lily's friend, Parker's dad. He's a good dude. He's a local, Pensacola firefighter. So hometown hero. Glad to have him in the league. He's pretty fun. I think he has a mustache. So there's a lot of personality to come with that. You've got to be pretty brave to rock a stash. But we're glad to have him, and I can't wait to watch some football. He's a Broncos fan. And as you know, I'm a Commanders fan, so we're rocking the JD5 jersey this year. What a great year it was for the Commanders. Just one of the best rookie seasons ever. We'll see if he can repeat it. We got to sign Terry McLaurin, or things are going to kind of go downhill. But I guess we'll just go ahead and jump into it. So, Lily picked me first the last 2 seasons. And it doesn't go well. It didn't go well last year with Christian McCaffrey. Crashed and burned real fast. The year before was Justin Jefferson. First time he's ever been injured in his career. I think he played like 4 games. So I'm hoping that I don't get the first pick because I don't want it. Like, whatever. Oh, also, this year I added an extra wide receiver spot. So 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a flex. I could change it for make it a flex. I just thought it would be better to have one other roster spot weekly, because it's only a 10-team league, so there's plenty of players on the bench or on the waiver wire that score points that we could put in the lineup. So I don't think it's going to be real hard to fill that spot, but it will, force people to pay attention. If you fall behind and you're not paying attention, filling your roster out, and you're not playing the waiver wire, it's going to be a little harder to keep up. But I don't think that much more. If you don't have any injuries, you should be fine. So if anybody has a problem with that, Jim, Tony, talking to you guys, I think Jennings expressed a little bit of trepidation. That's the right word. Is that the right word? Trepidation?
I don't know.
Jennings expressed trepidation.
What is trepidation?
I don't know, but I think it's a word, and I think it fits in there. So anyway, Jennings doesn't like change. So I talked about when we were at Fish in Charleston, I mentioned getting rid of the defense and kicker just completely, and they didn't like it. Didn't like it. Change is bad. So we'll keep the defense and the kicker there. I know everybody really looks forward to watching those field goals and extra points. It's a really fun part of the game. It's just so exciting. I get it. I can't live without it either. So that's great. We'll keep that. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, it's fine. But anyway, I thought adding another spot, doing something different would be interesting. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get it started. With the first pick. Let's go ahead, Lily. Lily's gonna, as always, be the drawer of the names. It can't be me. It just can't be. Just
Oh,
can't
no.
be.
It's Zach.
It's Zach. Okay, Zach.
Okay.
Dude, Zach was undefeated last year until the championship round, which he lost to Tony. So going undefeated in fantasy is like about as hard as going 2-14, which is I think what I did last year. So good job, Zach. Let's see. He had Justin Jefferson and Joe Burrow last year, who were on my team 2 years ago. and got hurt and didn't do anything. And I think this past year I had Debo and Christian McCaffrey, which he had the year before, who had their best seasons. And then last year when I drafted them, they didn't really do anything at all. So anyway, let's go ahead and draft the second one.
Matt.
Damn. Okay. So, number 2, almost as bad as number 1. This year is probably a little bit better. I don't know. But a little too early for me, but it is what it is. So that's great. Now at least now we know. Okay, number 3. Let's do it. Keep on rolling. What you got? Peyton. All right. We had the draft party over at Peyton's house, at his folks' house in Fairhope last year. It was a great time, to say the least. I was a little surprised, I guess, I'm not sure why I was, but at the lack of fantasy football focus at the draft party. There wasn't much emphasis on the drafting aspect of it as it was the drinking and the pool. I mean, the draft started, picks were happening, and at least 2, 3 of the people in the league at the party were in the pool still. Multiple warnings, tried to get them into it. It took a minute to get everybody up there. The quote of the year was from Will, who asked the next day, "Did we draft our teams?" Just didn't remember doing it at all, and he barely did it because he, had trouble signing in and then missed a couple picks. It was awesome, but it was a disaster. So this year, I think I'm going to stay home so I can focus on what I'm doing. I'm not making any excuses for how I drafted, but it was interesting. It was a lot of fun, man, and I'll do it again in a heartbeat. But it was not very fantasy football friendly. Anyway, or draft friendly. Let's do it. Keep rolling. Zach, Matt, and Peyton. That's Action Printing right there. That's the old Action Printing squad. I used to talk about baseball from when we were like 8 or 9 years old. Who's that?
Dr. Chad.
Dr. Chad. Dr. Chad Noblet was a new guy in the league last year. He got young kids and he's busy, gallivanting and traveling and eating fine foods. Chad, I know you got a good taste. So I didn't know if he was going to want to come back. I gave him an out. I said, look, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. I get it that you're busy and have other stuff going on. But we're glad to have you. And he said, dude, I'm in. So I appreciate it that you coming back. One thing I remember from last year was a Sunday, and we were talking about football, and Chad mentioned that he was watching tennis, and I just didn't know what to say about that, but I still don't. But anyway, Chad, that's great. Glad to have you back, and maybe we'll watch some tennis this year when there's no football on. Anyway, okay, let's keep rolling. So now we're in the middle of the pack. This is where I want to be. I'm sure it's going to be Jim because he's lucky bastard and he always gets whatever he wants.
It's Jennings.
Jennings. Okay. All right, Jennings. Jennings, man, we went to fish in Charleston. I went up there with Jim and Tony. And the Friday and the Saturday shows were so good that Jennings just said, I can't not be there, and just drove up there and grabbed the ticket at the last minute and hung out with, I think, John Fishman's girlfriend, and just, I don't know, man, I don't know how you do it, but always a good time, and glad you made it up, and glad you're in the league. This is, the 14th year, I think, of this league, or maybe, I don't know, 15 years. It's been around for a while, maybe 14. All right, so pick 5 is Jennings. Now pick 6. You got to get Leroy. I think you've drawn Leroy last the last couple of years. Who you got?
Jimbo.
Jimbo. All right there at 6. That's a good spot to be right there. But I think Christian McCaffrey might still be there. If you want to roll the dice on CMC, I dare you. I dare you to draft CMC. Jim won't do it. He told me last year, he was like, I wouldn't draft CMC. And I was like, well, I mean, he's the best player in fantasy football. You know, he was injured in the preseason. He had a calf thing, and they were like, definitely play in week 1. I'm going to be 100%. And then 10 minutes before kickoff, he's like, actually, I have dual Achilles tendonitis. So it's not a calf. My Achilles tendon is in both legs. And it was such a late scratch that I didn't even have time to fill his spot in my lineup because I was on the field coaching softball. Just didn't think there was any way he wasn't going to play anyway. Enough about Christian McCaffrey, but I'm sure he'll be there at 6. Unless I grab him at 2. Who knows? That's okay. All right, let's keep rolling. Number 7, Leroy. I'm sorry. Lily always drafts you, picks you last.
No.
And I just don't know.
Leroy.
Is that Leroy? Okay,
Yeah.
7's a good place to be. Leroy was, let's slide a little bit. Leroy was the manager there at Seville when we all started. Jim, Tony, and I. And, huh?
Is it moving?
I think it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. But big Buckeyes fan, big Cincinnati Bengals fan. It's too bad you can't grab Chase or Burrow because those guys are really good players. I know you'll probably reach and grab that kicker in like the 5th round. You shouldn't do that, but it's always entertaining to see how you end up grabbing those guys from Ohio State. They're always pretty good players. A lot of good receivers come out of Ohio State. Always maybe a running back or two. There'll be somebody that I don't even know who they are, and Leroy will grab them because they went to Ohio State, and they end up playing pretty well. I think he grabbed Justin Fields his rookie year, and he was successful. He might have a good year this year, so if you're brave enough to get him early, Leroy, you're going to have to grab him probably about the 5th or 6th round because I got my eye on Fields. So if you want him, you're going to have to reach.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's keep going. Number 8. Who do we got left? We got Will, we
Tony.
got Tony, and who's
Will.
and Travis.
Oh, yeah.
We still have Travis. Sorry, Travis.
Will.
Will. Okay, and so with the snake draft, it's really better to be towards the back end of that 1st round because you get
Oh my gosh.
2 guys. What?
It's a W.
That's fine. Just do another line. We all get it. If you're at the back end of the 1st round, you get an early pick in the 2nd round. That's what a snake draft is. So that's really, I think, the best place to be. I don't like being up near the top, which it just seemed to be every single year. And so it's okay. But, you get a good pick early, and if they don't get hurt, that's great. And then you get 2 late picks. So you got to get it right. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, so Tony and Travis in there, T squared. Let's see who we got. Travis. Okay. So the new guy, Travis, in at the 9 spot. And Travis, it's a PPR league, so points per reception. I'll talk to you more about that. If you have any questions about the scoring, just let me know. Keep it pretty simple. And let's see, is Tony in there?
Tony.
We forget Tony, the champ. We
Well,
first place, and then you get the last place. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how it works in real life. But this isn't real life. This is fantasy football, which means it's just fake, and we shouldn't really care that much about it. I don't really care that much. I don't think about it all the time at all or anything like that. I don't really pay much attention. I don't study the players and listen to podcasts. I don't do any of that. I just kind of wing it every week. Maybe that's why I do so well every year, I've won the league once out of 15 or 16 years. That's about less than 10%. It's not great, but it's pretty random. I tell you who ain't won it, and that's Leroy. And Leroy's been around for a while. Will, I don't think, has won it. Chad, Peyton won it 1 year, I know. Zach, I feel like it's probably your year, Zach, because you've been up there each of the past 2 seasons. I'm glad you're back as well. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. And I'd like to give a shout out to Lily's BF is our camera guy right now, which is interesting. You know, having a teenage daughter is a lot of fun, but he's a good guy, and his name's Nixon. He's helping us out today, so we appreciate it, Nixon. Anyway, good luck, guys, and we'll see you. You guys let me know about that third wide receiver spot if you're not down with it. Maybe I'll fix it, or maybe I won't. You know, maybe I just want to hear you cry about it. All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
Cut.